Hi, this is Tracy Becker, and I am your transformational coach. And what being a transformational coach means to me is that I help you and all kinds of people from all walks of life shed emotional issues that have kept them stuck, mental patterns and discordant energies that have kept them stuck, as well as belief systems that are really based in lack and limitation, scarcity, and poverty. So I help people identify those things and release them and move forward, and we kind of do it all at the same time, so there's not this deep, icky, emotional work that we're doing. You might look at some things that you're not very proud of or that make you feel really good about yourself, but we shift that very quickly so that you're feeling really great about yourself and getting to know the truth about who you are. So that's what I do. That's what I love to do. It is my passion, and I'm glad that you're here today to listen to me talk. The first two videos that you listened to last week and the week before were about source energy and connecting to that and staying connected to that and how to manifest your joy, and I'm going to continue with that today. There are also illustrations that are on the email, so if you can pull those illustrations up, it's called the Tree of Vortex, and look at this because it's more detail. Last week I showed you the vortex, that funnel of how you get in it and when you know that you're out of it, and this week I'm going to go in a little bit more detail about that. So take a look and you will see I like to use the acronym of a tree, and the leaves on the tree are representing these emotions that we're putting out into the world. And if you look in that black and white photo, you will see all this continuum of negative emotions, just so many different emotions, and I'm sure there's more that we can experience out there, but they're on a continuum. When I say continuum, I mean, from mild irritation, frustration, all the way to blackout rage, huge amounts of fear, anger, despair. So there's a continuum then. But the whole point is that they all stem from, if you look there, that trunk says fear. They all stem from fear. There's not one negative emotion on any continuum that doesn't stem from fear. And sometimes this is a hard place for people to accept that they've got fear in their life. But it is true. It just is, accept it or not. And if you again look down at that drawing there, you will see the roots of that tree and see that that fear and those negative emotions are all rooted in these belief systems and perceptions of lack, limitation, scarcity, and poverty. And some of those are, one of the most common, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'll never be enough. So anything like that. Even that other people are not enough, they're not good enough, that's just a projection of your internal dialogue with yourself about not being good enough. I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. Those are some of the most common ones that come up. I'm wrong, that one's mine. Anytime I am in a tizzy about something, I can just really sit down and wiggle with it, and I can find where someplace that I had this perception that I'm wrong or I did something wrong. That's a very common one too. So when we're looking there in that black and white picture of all the roots of lack, limitation, scarcity, and poverty, then we know we're not in the vortex. And like we talked about last week, that vortex, being in that vortex, that sweet spot of being joyful and happy and manifesting really cool things and just generating more and more and more of the life that you want instead of generating more and more and more of the life that you don't want. So that's a little bit picture of how most of us function all the time, and you know this, and it's so unfortunate. It's one of the reasons I teach it, because it's just unfortunate that we function out of these false and fake belief systems that are locked in our subconscious most of the time. But if you look at the other picture, you will see that the leaves on the tree are representing all kinds of yummy, delicious emotions on joy and compassion and care and enthusiasm and kindness and peace and tranquility and love and, just yumminess, right? And the tree trunk there, so where it stems from, that stems from your intention and commitment. What is your intention and commitment? And just like if we jump back over into the side of negativity, our intention and commitment is an unconscious commitment to that fear and that lack and limitation. And we really want to unlock that and just release it. It isn't until we acknowledge it and release it that it can actually go away. So, but counter to that, when we get into that mode of in the vortex and things are just, we're on top of the world, things are going our way, then we've got that stemming from intention and commitment. And then the roots. What are the roots there? The roots are in your source, right? The source energy that I've been talking about for 3 weeks now. So that source, that God, universal truth, higher power, again, matters not who or what you want to call it. But when you are in lack and limitation, you are not in your source. So when you find yourself sitting over here in that continuum of negativity, directly go connect to your source. So I spent the first video talking about how to connect to the source. So go review that if you need to, but get connected to your source. And there you find that peace, you find that that moment and that realization. Once you get there, then what is my intention and what is my commitment? My intention and commitment is to be well, to be happy, to be loving, to be generous, to be kind, to feel joyful, to feel rich, to feel wealthy, to feel love, to feel connection, all of those things. So this is just one of my clients this past week, she was like, how do I get from here to there? And I was like, it's just that slight shift. You just go connect to source. So if you find yourself in the top of those leaves with all those emotions, you go directly down and get to the roots, connected into your source, and those roots connected in the truth of who you really are. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Again, you can find me on Fridays live on my Google Hangout, and there you can type in questions. You can also email back to me any questions that you want. Love to hear from you, and have a great day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.